Everybody loves the sunshine. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm in the Midwest where it's been bitterly cold. We've been in single digits, below single digits. We done had to put on layer on top of layer. Take about 10 minutes to get undressed when you get to the gym to do a workout. But either way, you get some sunshine today and 40 degrees. So 40 degrees isn't that warm, but to us, it's a blessing. But it's car meditation. Today, going to discuss impact. So I went to the gas station. I'm leaving the gas station right now. There's a lady behind me. And I guess when I left out, she paid or whatever. She left out behind me, and I was at the pump. And she said, excuse me, are you Markane? And I said, I looked around, both. I said, yeah, that's me. And she said, oh, no. She said, I'm not trying to bring any problems or harm or anything. She's like, but I just want to say thank you. She's like, I see your videos on TikTok, and man, she said, you really come from the heart. And she's like, hey, you touch mine, me and my husband and my kids. She was like, certain videos, she's like, we'll sit down, and she's like, we kind of send inspiring stuff to each other. And she said, I've sent your videos to my husband and to my oldest son a few times. And she said, thank you. She's like, I just want to say thank you. She's like, you really had a positive impact in our household at a time when we needed it. She said, and I'm not going to get into what's been going on with our family, but she was like, let's just say, we're fighting for our love and our family and our life right now. And she said, I just want to say thank you. And I said, wow. I said, God is good. And I said, that's the first thing I'm thinking to say. I said, I appreciate that, but I said, God is good. And I said, and people like yourself are the very reason that I do it, because I don't care about having millions of followers and millions of subscribers. I said, there's one person, one group of people out there that need just to hear that one thing, and I said, and God blesses us with 2 ears so we can hear twice as much, 2 eyes so we can see twice as much, and 1 mouth so we can speak, but sometimes be very, very quiet. And I said, so I really appreciate that. And so with that, today's car meditation is impact, because you never know the impact you have on people when you're moving around through life. Good or bad, you never know the impact. And sometimes just simple things makes a difference. See, we're not living in a time where we're all closed off in the house and, and everybody's working, the men working in factories and the women at home cooking, and, kids go straight to school and come straight home. We're not living in those times anymore. We're living in tumultuous times where people need encouragement sometimes. You need to hear a good word. God knows this internet and social media, it will drown you in negative and bad crap and ads and this and that, and you'll just get it up to here like, I don't want to see no more about this. I don't want to hear no more about that. And if we paid attention during COVID, they ran so much negative every single day. And that if you're not strong, that kills your spirit and chips away at your soul and breaks down your mind, because all day, every day, you're seeing and hearing the same thing. It's programming at its highest peak. It's an operating system that somebody is utilizing to do just what it did to a lot of people. Make a lot of people depressed, make a lot of people sad, make a lot of people scared, make a lot of people fearful, make a lot of people, what am I gonna do? Make a lot of people get that way. When in reality, those things were going on and those things were happening, but it didn't change the fact that you still have to fight to be here. You still have to fight to be here. They said, well, COVID will affect African Americans and Hispanics first. So what do we do? Oh my God. And then if everyone needs to super vaccinate themselves. Oh my God. There's panic, and you have to remember who is the author of confusion and chaos, man. You gotta remember that. And that's what we gotta fight. You gotta fight, you gotta fight the demons within yourself. You gotta fight demons outside. You gotta, it's like, that's the battle. But in the meantime, you can have an impact on someone, whether you're doing good or whether you're doing bad. You could got up today, and today started out as a very bad day. But then when you go to the store or when you go to work and you say, hey, good morning through your teeth, the person that you're saying it to may be going through so much where all they needed was a good morning. And it was like, you could have said it, good morning, Phil, good morning, Michelle, and it's like, you may said it like, oh, another day, but to them it was like, oh man, somebody acknowledged me. Somebody said something to me. I needed that today. You never know. Or on a good day, you could be skipping along to work or skipping along to the gym or going wherever you're going and doing what you're doing. And it could be the day where somebody just sees you and you smile, or sees you and you say hello, or sees you and nod, what up, man? What's up? Or throw up the fist. It could be them days, and that has such an impact on people. So let's be mindful that we can make an impact in this world with our head, our heart, and our hands. You can make an impact in this world with your head, your heart, or your hands. Make an impact. And as always, fight for your life. Peace.